All right, everyone, this is exciting. Today we're talking about farmers market, and I want to give you my best tips and tricks to really kill it at farmers market. Okay, so we're here at the old mill, and we have a small market every Thursday night. We do this market for the community because not everyone's going to come and eat at our restaurant. It's more of a high-end restaurant, so we wanted to create this special hub, and but I've been doing markets for 20 years, and I don't want to brag, but I know a lot of tricks in the books, and I've discovered a lot of these things. But I've also talked to a lot of growers about what really works. And the first thing, which is the most important, okay, so quality matters. When you're at farmers market, you want to make sure that you bring quality stuff. And the trick that I've always given, and the people that follow me know this, you need to pile high and watch it fly. Okay, so you want to make big piles, you want to create abundance. And we always start with big tables, and as we sell out, we'll shorten the table and make bigger piles, shorten the tables, make bigger piles. But what you want to create is a sense of abundance. And the colorful, the brightness, the display really attracts people, and that's the number one thing that you need to do. Hey, by the way, guys, to help you when you're prepping for market, we've created this market checklist. So before you're going to market, we have a checklist. You can download it. All the information is on the link below, and it's going to be helpful for you to not forget what you need when you're heading out to market. All right? Jam out. Another really important trick is what I've learned over the years is about 20% of your customers will buy about 80% of your produce. So, which means that there's a few customers that you really need to be careful with. You need to make sure that you greet them well, that you smile to them, you give them the extra attention. And the best of the best trick is to remember their name. When you start remembering customers' name, especially those who buy a lot from you, you've really created this bonding and this relationship, and it's going to help tremendously. And it's not easy to remember people's name, but make a mental effort to do it, especially with your best customers. Remember their name, greet them by their name, and they'll come back every week, and that's going to be a sign of success. Bonjour, ça va bien? So another biggie, and that one is really important, is price. Okay, so if you have quality and if you've displayed it well, the next thing is that you need to have higher echelon prices. Like, I've learned this for myself. If no one complains about the price, it's not pricey enough. And the prices should be ceiling prices, especially on your top sellers. So all the crops that are the crops that you sell already a lot of, you need to have a really premium price on these vegetables. But for the rest, make sure that you're on the higher echelon price, because people don't come to you to buy at low cost. They're buying value from the quality, from the experience of meeting you, from your story, for the why that you are a grower. And that's because probably you're committed to, organic standards, and you're really caring about what you do. You're a craftsman. So people are interested in that story, and they'll pay more because of that. So never compete on price, and make sure that you're on the higher echelon. In the end, that makes the difference between a super successful market and a semi-successful market, because it's not more work to just sell something at a higher price. So another one is to have somewhat of a specialty or specialty items at the market, because you might find yourself in a situation where you have lots of vendors selling, fresh local vegetables, and you want to make sure that you're able to have an edge. And it could be fresh eggs, it could be amazing salad mix, or in our case, it could be these beautiful mushrooms. So these are very different. You don't find them at the stores. You don't find them in the grocery chains. And we're lucky enough to be, actually our farm manager's boyfriend produces these. So we have these here, and they're a signature of the market. And that's gonna just create a little edge that we have. It could be mushrooms, it could be something else, but make sure, it could be heirloom tomatoes, it could be like a salad bar, but make sure that you have one thing that people will know I'm going to that farm stand. I'm going to JM because JM has beautiful salad mix. It's world class, the best. It lasts 10 days in my fridge. Or, you know, La Grelinette, they have beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. So make sure that you have one thing that people will be reminded of the quality that you're bringing. Another biggie is that everyone that's working at the farm stand, including yourself, no phones. Like, have a no phone policy, because you really want to make sure that people are engaging with the customers. You really, you know, if there's nothing to do, just kind of smile, you know, spray the vegetables, work with them, just do some work, but make sure that whenever a customer comes, you know, you're there for them. And with the phones, sometimes, you know, people disconnect, and you don't want that. There's nothing worse than going to a farm stand and having the vendor on his phone. So that's a huge, huge no-no, and it's hard for some people to not look at their phone. So you can even decide that you have a no phone policy. When you're working the booth, the phones are off, and if you want to use your phone, go to the bathroom or do something else. But having a no phone policy is really, really important in my books. Another one is that I think you should accept cards. Back in the old days where card readers, you know, weren't easily accessible, we only took cash, and these were the good old days because we'd always come back from market with big, heavy, you know, loads of pallets of cash. But what I've seen is that people will buy more if you accept cards, and it's so easy to do so today. And round off the prices, like try to be, again, like it's the same principle of the higher echelon prices, is that you want to make sure that you're $4.75, but not like $4.70. Make sure that these are round numbers, because dealing with all the cash and the money box can be a lot of work, but they can make a big difference. Sorry.
Thank you.
Can take it. Yeah. So another one is that make sure that your staff is high quality people, likable people like Angie. She runs the farm here and she does the market. She's a nice person and people really like her, and they'll come back because of her. And so I don't know if it's a tip or a trick, but if you have people working with you at the booth, make sure that these are likable, enjoyable people, because it does make a big, big difference. Find people that have nice hearts, big smiles, and have them be the presence of the market if it's not you. Or if you're an old farmer like me, which can be sometimes grumpy, find somebody like her. She's epic, she's amazing. And that's one of the best tricks that I can give you. So speaking of Angie, one more trick is to be well prepared for the market. And how do you get prepared?
Great question. Number one thing for me personally is to make sure that my Square reader is charged. That is like a huge issue. If you can't take a credit card and people only have credit card, you'll automatically lose a sale. So making sure that your Square reader or your POS is charged and ready to go. Second of all, make sure you have a really good attitude. You are working all week, all season for precisely this moment. So don't forget that, even if you're stressed out and really tired. This is kind of like your highlight. So make sure you have a smile, even if you don't feel like it. Third, I would say...
the money box. Get the little cash.
Make sure
that's an issue.
Make sure you have change. Make sure you have cash so that you can actually, help out your client.
We were struggling with that. We were looking for toonies and loonies and
asking
$5
everyone
cuts.
we knew. Yeah, but we figured it out.
Yeah,
we resolved it. Also, another huge trick is to make sure that your customers aren't waiting, so that there's no lineup. That can be a huge frustration, especially if you're at a market where there's multiple vendors. Make sure it's fluid. Your setup has to be fluid, so you have your pay station at the end so people can browse, they can pick stuff up as they go along, and then when they're ready to pay, they're ready to pay, and you can move them along so other clients can come in to take their place.
What do you think about quality of the produce? Do you think that's important?
100%.
What do you think about pricing?
Pricing is incredibly important as well. If your vegetables don't look great, or if your packets are too small compared to what you're charging for it, that can deter clients. And even if they're loyal, sometimes you can get a bad rep.
What do you think about nickel and diming people?
I don't bargain.
You don't bargain.
No.
The price is the price?
Price is the price, yes.
I love it.
That's what you're set for.
All right, I hope these tricks are helpful for you all, and especially we hope that you guys are having amazing farmers market and lots of great sales wherever you are. If you want to learn also about other ways to sell at markets, you can check out that video. There's a lot to learn. If anything, I'll see you next time. Jay, I'm out.